Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I posted a video. It's been just busy with work and my kids, some sports and different things. Seems like we've been running around like crazy and just I've been working on things, but it's just been here and here for a short time and just haven't turned the camera on, I guess. So we're trying to get back to it here. I'm doing a little work on the baler, just more maintenance type stuff than anything. This knotter on the right side here, I ran a file real quick over the twine knife, just to touch that up a little bit. That side, I noticed on some of the bells that side, when it cut the twine, it looked a little more ragged than the other side. So, and the other side definitely felt sharper. So we just touched that up real quick with a file, just took a few minutes. I'll tear this knotter brake apart. Just getting a little movement out of it. I can't do it now holding the camera, but I tightened them up a little bit, but I'm getting a little bit of movement out of that. I wanna check there's little brake pads. I don't know if you can see, it's a little dirty, but there's brake pads in there and it doesn't appear that there's a lot of material left on them, although I don't know how much material there's supposed to be on them. And then the last thing I'm gonna do, I've done a previous video on adjusting these feeder forks. And going through the manual again, I noticed something different that I didn't notice before, but I can't see. The feeder forks are over here now. You can see those two black lines. So that's where I moved them. The line on the black line on the left is where the fork was originally, and I've moved it 2 inches to the right. But I think what I need to do is this first fork here, this one closest, would be close to the bell chamber, I'm gonna move back to where it was and maybe a little bit farther to the left. Because what I'm getting, and it's not as bad as it was, but on the left side over here, I'm getting not quite as much hay in. So that side of the bell is a little, if I can, it's tough to show with the bell still in the chamber here, but this left side doesn't have quite enough hay. So reading the manual, again, like I said, I missed it the first time. It talks about moving the forks to the right, except for this fork here at the close to the bell chamber, move it to the left. So what I'm hoping that'll do is the middle and the right side fork then will bring more material from the right side of the baler, from standing at the back looking at the right side, and move it over here to say this center or farther over. And then if I have this first fork here, if I move it farther to the left, I'm hoping then that'll take the hay and push it farther into the bell chamber, giving me more hay over here on the left side. So we're gonna get to work here. We'll get this feeder, this tine moved over. I've shown that a couple times. I'll rotate the baler around and show the mark where it's at and then where I'm gonna put it to. And then we'll get to work on this knotter brake. So this line's where originally this feeder tine was over here. I moved it to here. Didn't seem to make too much of a difference, and that's when I moved it to here. But I either didn't read the book clearly or somehow missed, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it back, and I'm probably gonna move about a ½ inch past this line, ½ inch farther to the left. And then when we bell second cutting, we'll see if that makes any difference or helps out at all. Loosen these 2 bolts up here, slid the feeder tine over about a ½ inch past that black Sharpie mark where it originally started. I'm just gonna cycle this through by hand now and just make sure there's no issue with the feeder tine and the plunger or anything. So I'll get the camera set up and we'll push this through by, rotate it by hand. There is something right there that seems to be bonding up. But from here, I can't see what it is. I'm gonna move the camera back around to the back and see if we can see anything else. I can see the issue in here. It's gonna be tough to get the camera in. Let me try and get you guys around. Let me move my lights here. I don't know if you can see. Feeder tines. I'm trying to get the focus in to move my light. Those feeder tines that I moved, there's just a little ledge there, and they're just catching that ledge. So I'm going to move them back. Maybe I'll split the difference, come back a 1/4 inch, and then we'll rotate it again. You can kind of hear when I was rotating it by hand the first time around, there was kind of like a clunk. And that's what it was, the end of those tines jumping over that little panel. I got the feeder tine moved back, not quite to where it was originally, maybe 1/8 or maybe a 1/4 inch past that, but we'll feed this through again and see if it catches. That one sounded smooth. I'm gonna run this back by hand right to there, and I'm gonna put the camera back inside and take a look. All right, we got the 2 bolts and springs that hold pressure on the brake pads. Now we'll take out these 2 bolts here to actually hold the pads in place. Yeah, it looks like they're a different size wrench. They look like they're 9/16. know if you guys can see that, but brake pads are definitely worn down. They're into the rivets. So we'll probably have to get a new set of those. The brake disc itself, overall, looks pretty good. It's a little dirty right now. Probably gonna spray it down with some brake cleaner and then scuff it up with some memory cloth. Overall, it doesn't look bad. All right, I got the brake pads over on the workbench where you can see them a little better. You just kind of see how thin they are. So this one here I have is the inner pad, goes towards the knotters, and this is the outer one. And what I just saw was, you can see that L-shaped lip or backwards L-shaped lip at the bottom. So these were maxed out. They were tightened in as far as they could possibly go. This was bottomed out, basically like that. So, and the knotter brake wasn't slipping yet, but you can move it more easily by hand than what you should be able to. So I don't know if you get these brackets and everything, or if you just have to drive these rivets out and replace just the pads, but we'll get parts ordered and we'll probably do a separate video putting this back together. So this will be to be continued. We'll get the brake pads ordered for the knotter brake, and then I'll do a video showing how that gets replaced, whether we got to drive those rivets out and re-rivet new ones in, or how that works. But we'll do that on the next video, and then we'll do a follow-up later on with how that feeder tine adjustment works. Hopefully the bells have been better, but we get a little more. If we can get them a little bit more hay on the left side, I think they'll be about perfect. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little baler work this time. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe button. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you on the next video.